so bad. Jeez. Let's see if I can get it better here. Alright, that's a little bit better. Can work with that. I don't have a choice, I'll have to work with that for now. Let's get into it. Okay. Alright, just a quick update. It's a bit dark here, it's early in the morning. But I watched a match yesterday with Manchester United and Chelsea. And I had a very I would say it was an interesting match. Let's just say it was an interesting match. I like how Manchester United started off very well, very aggressively, actively pressing Chelsea. What was interesting of note to me was when Chelsea got sent off, and how Enzo Maresca, that's the manager, he completely panicked. The guy lost all sense of tactics and all that bullshit, and he just completely panicked. He took off his 3 attackers, put on some extra on that, and it got me to thinking. Everybody is saying that Amorim is out of his depth. He doesn't know what he's doing. He players to use. He doesn't know how to formulate or how to play the 3-4-3. He doesn't know his players, all kind of crap. Right? Everybody have their own angle. They have their own excuse. They basically say he's not a good coach or he's inexperienced, right? And he won't change and whatever. So why is it that an experienced manager, such as Enzo Maresca, who has played football before, who has won trophies with Chelsea, why is it that such an experienced manager would go so defensive just by losing one player? It completely changed his entire game plan, entire setup, everything. Took off all of his attackers and basically surrendered the match from the 5th minute just because he lost one player. Why would that be? Right? That only makes sense if you know the quality that you're up against. Right? You hear other media pundits and ex-players and whatever try to criticize Amorim system, but you never hear it from coaches. Right? They don't do it. Because when this system clicks, when the players understand what they're supposed to do, it's going to be a different kind of gravy. We saw a piece of it yesterday with Matisse Delit. He was basically on the opponent's 6-yard box. Right? From the penalty area all the way up, he was putting in crosses, he was making overlapping runs, and he's a centre back. That is how Amorim system uses the centre backs. They become additional midfielders, they become additional attackers based on where the ball is, where the action is on the pitch. So there's no static football where Amorim is concerned. Right? So they aren't just defenders, they're basically overloaders. They add to each segment of the play or each phase. So if the midfield is being overloaded or crowded, they step up into midfield to press and add bodies to the midfield. Right? So they overload the midfield. If we need extra bodies in the front to pull players away to create space, they go all the way up to the penalty box, to the 6-yard box, and add bodies to the play. So they are probably one of the more important parts of this team. So don't listen to nobody that tell you crap about, oh, we play with 2 in the middle of the field, or we don't need 3 centre backs. There are very rarely any occasion that you look at United in the attacking phase when we have possession and you see 3 or 4 or 5 players at the back. It doesn't happen. And most it starts with 3, and then you see one of the centre backs, most likely the middle centre back like Maguire, he will step up in the midfield and leave 2, and then we play out from there. Right? So you have to understand, when you have a world-class coach like Enzo Maresca absolutely lose his shit and go super defensive just because he lost one player, you should know right then and there that there's fear. Right? They know what they're dealing with. He knows that if he did not make those changes, we probably would batter them. If we didn't lose Casemiro as well, if we had 11 against their team and did make those changes, we'd probably score 6, 7, 8 goals because of how Amorim's system create chances. So do not listen to the naysayers that talk a lot of shit about getting Amorim out and all kind of foolishness. Do not listen to that nonsense, right? It's foolishness. He knows exactly what he's doing, and these managers know. That is why they panic when things doesn't go their way. They set up a system specifically to deal with or try to handle what Amorim is coming with, and if one thing goes wrong in that system, then they lose their minds, they go crazy. The same happened to Arteta. He had no answer for what Amorim gave him on the opening day match. He was clueless. Nothing he did could change it. It's just if we had actually finished our chances, we would have won that game 3-0. Easy, easy, easy. Same with Pep Guardiola as Manchester City. We returned Pep Guardiola and Manchester City, that is normally a front foot possession-based team, into a counter-attacking team. We literally sit back and try to counter-attack us. That is where all of the goals came from, right? A Haaland on the break, basically. So this manager knows what he's doing and he's going somewhere. So we just have to stick with it and work with him, right? And hopefully, if the players that we currently have cannot do what the manager wants to do, we can get them out quickly and bring in players who can. So we don't have to deal with the bullshit of having to see people like Amad Diallo or Dargo do nonsense on the pitch. We just need some players who are actually competent and intelligent enough to know what to do in certain moments, and then we're good to go. Alright, so that's it. It was a quick video, just wanted to say this right here. As everybody was saying that the match yesterday was terrible and United performed poorly. Everybody is saying Maresca gave away the game, but nobody is saying why he panicked or why he made those substitutions. I think that's about it. That's it. Take care.